Welcome back to the channel, everyone. We have the Sonoma back, and I think I've only done one video on this truck, maybe two, but there's some things I've done since the last video and things we're going to do today in this episode to kind of, I don't know, bring the Sonoma to the next level. Some things, little things here and there that'll hopefully just, step it up just a notch. Yeah, so why don't we just get straight into it. Alright, so one of the things that I did since the last video, and I don't know if you guys can see it from this angle, but we'll get closer, is I went back to Wrapsesh, who does my wrap, and I extended the top of the line from the sides under the hood. So as you can see here, it's a little dirty, haven't washed it, but yeah, before this was just solid gray, and I felt it just needed that little extra just to kind of complete it. And then while at it, I had them PPF the hood. That's the only thing I had PPF'd, was the hood. So the stripe is actually on the outside of the PPF instead of on the inside. That way, if I ever want to change it up in the future, the stripe is on the outside of the PPF, and so that, to me, that made the most sense. There's a little bit of paint imperfections that you honestly can't even tell on here, but little, like, I wouldn't say overspray, but just like little imperfections when the paint was laid down. The other thing they did that was a surprise to me was they just did the emblem. So he said he had excuse me, he said he had some extra vinyl laying around, so he did that GMC logo for me. Around the back, you'll see that I also had the tailgate wrapped. And now on this one, I'll need you guys' opinions, so comment below. So what we ended up doing is just going over the Sonoma that was already on there. But I don't know if you could see it from the angle, but there's like little imperfections in the paint. So there's like little dings. That's the problem, is you really can't see it unless you're up close. So like right here, I don't know if you guys can see that, and right there, there's a little like divot right there. But when you're over here, or at this angle, you really can't see it. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. So what I was thinking is basically having a wrap taken off the back, having a body shop basically remove the Sonoma emblem that's currently wrapped over, and get rid of all little imperfections in the tailgate, respray it, and then have it rewrapped. It's, from the people I've talked to, it's kind of 50-50. Some say don't even worry about it, because there's other imperfections on the body. So like if we go, here, there's some imperfections there. There's, I don't know, it's really hard to see, but there's some right up here. So the body is not 100% perfect anyway, so they're like, dude, just leave it. But I don't know, they do bother me that you could see them. So that's kind of where I'm at. I don't know if I should redo the whole thing, redo the whole tailgate, or just leave it as is and roll with it. I'm kind of torn, because I would like it to be perfect, but I know it's not perfect as it is. So and I'm re-spending money that I already spent. So I should have had it done in the first place, because I know since working with the vinyl that any imperfection is gonna show. So that's my fault. That's on me. I should have had it done in the first place, and then I wouldn't have these issues. And now I'm second guessing what I should do. So yeah, let me comment below. Should I just leave it, or should I repaint the whole tailgate and then have it rewrapped? One of the other things that we're gonna do today is I bought new headlights. These are the stockers. They work, and they're just not bright. And I've been going back and forth on basically what I want to do with the headlights. I mean, there's so many options out there. I didn't really want halos because they look kind of, I don't know, just not my style. But then there's also, if you go on eBay, I mean, there's so many weird looking headlights that I didn't want to like take away from the truck in general. So we'll see. We'll put them on. Let me know what you guys think, and I might go a different direction after we put them on and see how they look. Another thing I did was I got some new taillights. These are originals. They have the chrome on the outside, which aren't bad. I could freshen up. I could definitely, sand these down, wet sand them, bring them back to life. And the excuse me, and the chrome probably goes, good with the wheels. But I ended up getting one that has like a black frame, if you will, instead of the chrome. So that's another thing. We'll see how they look with the black, and if I like the chrome better, maybe we'll stick the chrome back on, just clean them up a bit, and see if we could get them looking any better. So that was another thing. I wasn't 100% sure. I don't know. I just wanted to change it up a little bit, and so I thought doing the black ones would be better than the stockers. So along the lines of the tailgate, I also purchased a kit from LS Fabrication, which basically, instead of holding it down, it lowers it like a slow drop. Instead of just holding it like I just did, you just let it go and it slowly drops down. I have the kit at home. I haven't installed it yet, so maybe we'll knock that out. I was holding off just because I wasn't sure what I want to do with the tailgate, if I wanted to respray it or not. So that's why I haven't installed it, but I don't know. Maybe we'll knock that out. If we don't knock it out today, we'll definitely knock it out in a future episode if I end up respraying the tailgate. So inside, I actually bought a new dash mat as well. So there's a little crack right there. And then if we walk across to the other side, there's a larger crack. Oh, well, the door's locked. So right here. So again, not terrible at the end of the day. I could live with it. But I did get a new dash mat. I've watched some other videos, and a lot of times the fitment is not great. There's some trimming involved. So I haven't even taken it out of the box yet to see. But yeah, so we're gonna try that, see if it works. I still need to get some kind of weights to put on top of the dash pad, so when we glue it down, it's not flying around and in a week or two while I'm driving. So I need to get some weights just to hold on there for 48 hours or so, just to make sure it's nice and secure. But we'll try that. We'll get that out of the box, put it on there. I don't even know if I have the right color. I've never even taken it out of the box yet, so hopefully I ordered the correct color, because I'm not even sure if that's gonna match. And speaking of colors and matching, let's see. So let me turn this around here. One of the other things I want to do is, when I did the door panels, see, like there's a little bit of overspray right here, and that's just, sorry, my camera work, that's just bothering me a little bit. Same thing if we go to the other side, right up here. I don't know if you could see that. but there's a little bit where I didn't cover as best I could. So I want to mask that down and respray just this piece of the door panel. So yeah, so that's the plan. We'll see what happens. There's nothing else more to say, then let's get at it. So the first order of business is changing out these headlights. So I picked these up off of eBay. They're nothing crazy. They're just something a little bit more modern, something that's hopefully a lot brighter than the stock ones. They have this bar across, which I don't believe is LED. There's no halo going across or anything like that. I just wanted something kind of clean and simple that would have a much, brighter light than stock. So, and these also didn't break the bank. They weren't super expensive. So I figured, let's give these a shot. If I love them, great. If I don't, then I'll either return them or save them for another project down the road. So let's get these swapped in and see how they look. So I got the headlight out. Of course, I dropped the screw somewhere in there. I don't know where. We'll get that back. But I think what I'm going to do is not paint this, but try to just bring back this black trim a little bit. It's kind of all faded and gross. So since I have the headlight out, yeah, I have this Top Star that I like. It's kind of like a Armor All, but it's not as greasy. So figured I'd use that and see how that comes out. Hopefully it'll pop a little bit more, and yeah, well, when in Rome, might as well. So another thing I've decided to do is to clean up this chrome ring. Just grab some metal polish and shine it up as best as possible. I'm not going to go crazy, but enough to hopefully bring out some shine. I mean, it's not perfect, but hopefully it's a lot better than what it was. It was pretty grody, but it's a little better now. Okay, got the headlight in. It's not secure, it's just in. Let's turn the headlights on and see if this headlight even works. All right, driver's side light still works. There we go. It works. So let me turn the lights off, secure it, and rip this stupid plastic off. That's the best part of anything new, is ripping this plastic piece off. It's like Christmas. Alrighty, moment of truth. Well, what do you think? I actually don't mind them. I kind of like them. I think I will keep them on for a while. We'll see how they do at night, but as of right now, yeah, I think I dig the look for sure. All right, headlights done. Next onto the taillights. I think what I might do is swap out one and then clean up the other one, wet sand the other one, and kind of see what looks better. And we'll go from there. So these were the taillights that I bought for the Sonoma. You could see them right there. They're all black instead of the chrome ring around the side, which I had mentioned before. So there's a kind of a comparison. But if you notice right there, it arrived all cracked and damaged. So unfortunately, these will not be going on the side of the truck. And so I think what I'm going to do is kind of what I mentioned before is I'm going to wet sand these and try to get them as clear as possible, looking as new as possible. And I will do a return on eBay for that one, hopefully get a replacement one. And then I'll check the driver or the passenger side one as well, because I haven't checked that one to see if it's damaged as well. But yeah, kind of a bummer. I was hoping just to put these on and move on with my life, but it is not the case. So since my new taillight lens is cracked and we need to replace it, I figured I would wet sand this, kind of like, as I mentioned, I might do anyway. So as you can see, this one's pretty dull. I believe this is the original taillight. So we're gonna wet sand this, try to bring this back as to new as possible. And in order to do that, this is kind of my setup. I started with 400, then moved to 600 grit, then to 1,000, and then finally 2,000. Once that's all done, then I'll hit it with some plastics, Meguiar's. I just went to AutoZone. That's the only thing plastic polish they had. So that's what we're gonna use. I got my bucket of water ready to go. Let's start sanding. So this is after a 400 grit. You could see it gets kind of very milky when you're sanding it, which is good. That's what you want. It's kind of getting that old oxidation off and stuff like that. So it's starting to dry. You can kind of see it doesn't look so great. But now we're going to move on to 600 and so on and so forth. So yeah, just kind of wanted to show you what it looks like after doing 400. I don't know, I probably did it for 5 minutes or so, sanding it down. Again, I'm not trying to make it perfect, I'm just trying to make it better, especially since I'm probably going to replace these anyways. But anyways, yeah, this is after a few minutes of 400 sandpaper. So here she is after 2,000 grit sandpaper. It's not, I haven't used a polish yet, so I'm going to do that now. My only concern is, do I screw it back in? But then I'm worried about, accidentally messing up with the wrap. So I think what I'm going to try to do is hold this and do my best to polish it. I got my polisher right there. This is off the mother's kit that I had previously. So that's where that little, this attachment came from. That's from Mother's. Yeah, we'll get the Meguiar's plastic. I don't know how well it works. It was, like I said, it was the only thing available. So maybe there's better ones out there. I don't know. but we'll try it and see what happens, and then I'll show you kind of a comparison between this one and the passenger side and see how it looks. All right, here are the end results. Try to back that up for you. It's probably going to be the best that I can get it. I don't know if you can really tell the difference much. Maybe once I get it bolted on, then you'll be able to see a difference. So let's get that bolted on and we'll kind of do a wider view. All right, this is the one I polished and cleaned. I had the freaking bulbs upside down, so it took me forever to put the lens back in. I was like, what the hell is going on? Well, I'm an idiot. And that's all you need to know. And they obviously haven't done that one yet. So, I know. That's kind of... I mean, it's definitely, you can see definitely on the white part of the lens, it's clearer. Versus this one's kind of yellowish. Plus it's dirty. I don't know, man. I'm still trying to see how I see that one right there. There's one little divot there. There's a couple there. There's a little piece right there. I mean, it's not major. But see, even that, you could, depending on the right angle, you could see it. So that's kind of where my dilemma is on fixing the tailgate. But like I mentioned before, comment below if you think I should just leave it or if I should remove the wrap and have it body worked, repainted, and then wrapped again. Per usual, things took a little longer than I expected, so we're going to call it night tonight. We're going to hit it hard tomorrow. We're going to wet sand the right or the passenger taillight, get that taken care of. Hopefully put on the LS Fabrication kit and work on the door panels, and then hopefully maybe the dash, depending on the fitment there. So we'll see you tomorrow. Good morning, back for day 2 of the Sonoma upgrades. Off camera, I wet sanded the passenger tail light, got that all squared away. But before we put them back on, I want to show you, because I picked up this kit from LS Fabrication. So it has these 2 strips right here, which essentially holds the tailgate up. The kit comes with one, but I got a second one for the passenger. Comes with the shock right here that we'll install, and a couple of bolts right there. That's all that's included in the kit. Very simple. And essentially what it does is replace these stock arms right here, both sides. And what we'll do is put this bracket in here that you see, and those bolts that will attach right there. So up there, that top taillight bolt, you measure 3.5 inches down, which actually takes you right to this bump stop on my truck. So that's 3.5 inches. And then you drill these 2 holes right there, top and bottom, put the bolts back in, replace these right here. And that should allow me to just drop the tailgate, and it will slowly drop instead of just like banging down. That's the goal of the kit. It's just something, I don't know, that I thought was kind of different and unique and doesn't break the bank. So like I said, I figured just try it out. They did not sponsor this or anything like that, but I don't really know too many people who have this, so I figured why not try it, see if I like it. I mean, no harm, no foul. If I don't like it, I could always, go back to stock. So anyways, let's get at it and see how it turns out. So the drill bit for both holes is going to be a 5/16 drill bit. That's the only one you need. So if you guys are wondering what size drill bit I use, it's a 5/16. So this is the one you're going to use for that top bolt that we just drilled out. And then you're going to use a 13 and a 12 to tighten it. Make sure you guys use some blue Loctite on it as well to help it from backing out. So I got this bolt secure. You can kind of see it right there. So then once that's secure, you could use this guide as well for the second hole. So let's get that drilled, and we're halfway there. So as you can see, I have that bottom one drilled out. So once you have that drilled out, now you're going to use this little sucker right here. Make sure you use some blue Loctite just on the top one, and we'll get that secured down. So once we have those secure, as you can see, both ends, now we can put the taillights back on. So I wasn't sure initially, that's why I had them both out. But per the instructions, we can put the taillights back on, and then we'll continue on with the assembly. Well, boys and boys, it seems like we have an issue. It doesn't fit, and I'll show you why. So if you look over here, those are your, actually right down there. So you have the top and the bottom screw that we just put in. The problem is it hits like basically right in this area. So when you try to put it in, it doesn't, you know, fit. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. What I might do is try to file that down a little bit. You can see that there's like 4 threads sticking out. I just don't know if that's going to be enough to solve my issues. So, and this is, as you can see, is as far, sorry, right there, is as far over as you can go. Like, I can't go any further. And that's how it's designed, but my taillight is still not clearing. So, yeah. Just FYI, maybe it's a Sonoma issue, not an S10 issue. Maybe Sonomas have different taillights. I'm not 100% sure, but it 100% doesn't fit. So, yeah, I might just be taking that all off and not doing anything with it, or I might try to, I don't know, maybe, you know what, I should check the other lens that was broken and see if that clears, because if that clears, then we know it's just a lens issue, and I'm getting a replacement for that lens anyway, so let's get that out and see if that pops in. So without even swapping it, I could already tell just by looking at it, and then looking at the original, looking at the replacement, is still not going to fit. They're essentially designed the same. So yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking I'm gonna just remove it. I don't know. We'll see. I could remove it, then maybe later on, you know, see about maybe getting a shorter bolt or something like that to make it work. But anyways, everything does not fit as you would hope, unfortunately. So I finally got the taillight in and this secure. What I ended up doing, which I didn't put on video, was use this file and completely filed them down. Unfortunately, I didn't cover or protect the bottom of my wrap, and completely mangled and chipped it and scratched it, and yeah. What I should have done is just take the tailgate or taillight out completely, but I didn't. I was trying to do it with it on there because, I don't know, I'm an idiot, and this is what happens when you let idiots work on cars. Yeah, so that's completely, man, bummed me out. But I don't know. I guess it's just a wrap, so it's not horrible as far as long term. I don't know. It's still frustrating. Anyways, moving on. So now what we're going to do is remove this 13 millimeter bolt. We'll remove this bolt and we're going to replace it with this right there. So yeah, let's get to that. So I got that installed. It takes a 12 millimeter wrench or socket. I used a ratcheting wrench. It was a little bit easier. It just barely clears right here, which I already mangled anyways. But yeah, so secured that. Hopefully now everything else is just plug and play. So now we're able to, or now we're ready to install the shock, if you will. So this should essentially just pop on here. I think what I'm going to do is turn this off, put it on, and then I'll get right back at it. Well, I accidentally deleted me popping it on, but as you can see, it's installed. Next thing we'll do is get rid of these, and that should be it. So it took me a minute to figure out actually how to get this apart, which this is not a part. So I took this top bolt out, and then I was trying to work with this over here, and then this bolt under here, and then this bolt that's in here. But it comes to, there's a bolt right under there that you could, I know it's, there we go. So if you do this top one and then the bottom one, this piece comes out right here, and then basically essentially you just reattach it and take this piece off right here. Now my dilemma now is, because it's supposed to hook onto here, so this piece is supposed to hook onto here, which is all well and good, but I still have this piece here hanging, and I don't know how to take this apart. So if any of you guys know how to take this apart, leave a comment down below. And unless I just take this off, but in LS Fabrication's pictures, they still have this whole piece, and then they just have this piece screwed in here, and then this is missing. So they obviously took this piece out. I just don't know how to do it. So if you guys know how to do it, please comment below. I'm getting frustrated. So not only has this been super frustrating, but it doesn't work. Like, this is as far as the tailgate goes down. And as you can see, these are not hooked up. There's no binding where the shock is. So, and I don't even have these straps installed. So essentially this should be flat, you know what I mean? And it's not. And I'm trying not to force it, but I have no idea why it won't lay flat. Yeah. So not only did I waste like 6 hours trying to put this on, I completely trashed my wrap trying to get this taillight in. And now the tailgate doesn't lay flat. I don't know, man. I'm super bummed out right now. So I found the errors in my way. Essentially, this shock does not extend more than this. So you kind of see I gotta remove this, but really this needs to go, this top one needs to be down here. And then that will let me extend the whole tailgate down like this. I still don't know how to get this part off, but at least I know what the issue is. So yeah, this shock, this is as high or as tall as it will go. It won't go any higher. So that's why the tailgate wasn't going down all the way. So that means I got to take the tail light off, take this off, and then re-drill and go down basically this whole piece. Then it should work. And that's probably explains why I had such a hard time getting the taillight in, is because it was too high, and then the way the taillight is. So learn from me, don't make my dumb mistakes. It's getting dark. So essentially I think I mismeasured, because the directions say 3.5 inches. That's where you want to drill your hole, and you could see mine is way up here. So I was off quite a bit. You know what they say, measure twice, cut once. Well, I guess I should measure twice, drill once, because yeah. Anyways, live and learn, I guess. Good morning. Back for day 3. A little defeated, I'll be honest. The LS Fabrication kit that I ordered just isn't going to work for me. I think it's half. I wouldn't even say it's LS Fabrications. I think mostly all that stuff was self-inflicted, and I'll show you why and what I ended up doing. So I ended up just keeping part of the kit installed. I think the sweet spot is somewhere in between and not where I have it mounted, because when I was able to do the straps, it would lay out like literally on the bumper. It was too low. So I think this needs to go up just a hair, and then it would work fine. And I broke the shock, and it wasn't, the shock was actually not going down slowly. It was just falling. So, and 2, like I mentioned before, I'm not even sure how to take this apart, because this is, I don't know. In the videos I had, they just had the strap here, and this was gone, the factory, but I don't know how to remove this piece right here. I did at one point move over and put the strap on this side, because it was binding with the shock here. So the shock was here, and also the cable was here, and they were both kind of too close together. So at the end of the day, at the end of the night, as you could see, I just put it back to normal and live for another day. I will say that I'm mostly upset with myself with, as you can see, basically ruining the wrap. That was, like I said, that was 100% my fault. I should have taken the taillight out and did what I needed to do, but I did not do that. So we'll see. I'm gonna get with the wrap company and kind of see what solutions I have for it. I know to most people probably wouldn't be a big deal, but that just bummed me out. So spent way too long trying to get that to work with 0 results. So I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna persevere, and I'm going to fix the door panels, the paint that I showed you earlier, and hopefully end in a positive note, because the taillight was receiving broken, the tailgate was a fiasco, didn't work out. So I'm 1 for 3 on upgrades in this video. It is what it is, I guess. So let's move on to the door panels and see if we can end on a high note. Alright, I got the door panel taped off. If anyone's wondering, I just got these masking plastic from Amazon. It came in a kit that you could hopefully see. Let me grab this. So there's like a long one. There's like a medium. Hold on. There you go. A medium. And then there's kind of like a stubby one. So 3 different sizes to kind of cover what you need. I don't remember the brand, but you can find it on Amazon, and I think it works actually pretty well. So I have this mask off and shoot it, and then do the driver's side. So as you can see, I painted the driver's side, got that all taped up. It's actually kind of windy here in Arizona today, which is not the ideal for painting, and probably should have waited considering how my weekend's gone with this truck, but whatever. I was only doing a small portion. And then if you guys are wondering, this is SEM paint, graphite 15303. That's what I'm using for the darker color. And then, you know, there's that, you could barely see it, but a little bit lighter, and then another lighter color. But I described that in another video, what SEM paint colors I use. But for this one, for just a touch up, that's what it is. I didn't have a color code to go off of, so I just kind of used my best judgment, and I think it turned out all right. So I'm gonna let these dry and then take off the masking and then see how it looks. All right, well, there she is. There's a little bit of a square, kind of tape mark square that's there, but you know, nothing too bad. I could probably redo this top color too at some point, but overall it's better than what it was, which is what all I was looking for. Go around to the driver's side, same thing. This one looks actually a lot better. There's a little bit of a tape line right there that you probably can't even see, but overall pleased with the turnout of the door panels. Granted, it wasn't the hardest thing to do, but you know, with I didn't want to overspray and spray something that it wasn't supposed to do, especially like the door panels that were redone. So it's one of those things where I probably masked off way more than I needed to, but that's just extra cautious, you know, and it's better to have the protection and not need it, and need it and not have it. So that was my philosophy for the door panels. I should have used that same philosophy for the tailgate and the tail light, but I didn't. So it is what it is. All right, well, the door panels are still drying. I figured let's open up this. I ordered a K&N filter for my truck. Let's end this video on a high note, unless this is the wrong filter that they sent me, which could possibly, looking at the box that it came in. But I'm gonna cross my fingers and hope that this is the right filter, and pop it on and edit on a good note. So let's see what happens. Here she is, that 2.8 beast. It's very oily. It looks like up here. I don't know why. Ah, yes. Yep. I don't think this is the original. I highly doubt it, but we're gonna replace it anyways. So let me see. There's a little bit of junk in there. I actually need to do a full tune-up on this truck. I haven't done a tune-up on it since I got it. The only thing I've really done is change the oil mechanically on this thing. So I need to do that. I won't video that and bore you guys with that, but it does need a tune-up. I got everything from Rock Auto for it. I just haven't done it yet. So Like any true gearhead, I'm doing the visual stuff, the aesthetic stuff first, and leaving the mechanical stuff for last. You know, which will come back to bite me, most definitely. But you know, it is what it is what it is, and it is what I do. So let's pop this in there and see how she looks. All right, moment of truth. Actually, yeah, seems to be the same size. Put it right in there. I guarantee you this adds at least 5 horsepower to this motor, so that's always a good thing. And it fits, which is another positive the way this weekend's going. So let's remove the plastic from the door panels. That should be dry by now, and wrap this video up, shall we? So to wrap up this video, which I don't know, I probably am debating right now if I should post this or not because of the way the tailgate happened. Again, nothing against LS Fabrication. I think the majority of why it didn't work is on me. Again, I'm a newbie. I've said this many times before that, you know, I'm not a good wrench. I try, and sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. In this case, it didn't work out. Like I mentioned, I mean, if the worst thing that happened is I ruin the wrap that can be replaced anyways, then I guess, you know, it wasn't a horrible day at the end. Like I said, maybe I'll revisit it, but I doubt it because, you know, I'd have to move that bracket up just a hair, and I've already drilled 3 holes when it only needs 2, and now you're talking drilling potentially 2 more into the side of the bed. And so I think I'm just gonna chalk this up to a loss, to a learning opportunity, and maybe some of you guys watching it, you know, maybe it'll work great for you guys. In my case, it didn't. But again, measure twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, and drill once instead of what I did. Learn from me. I learn from my mistakes because I'm known to make mistakes. So that's why I have friends that do some of the mechanical work, like lowering the S10, you know, because I will clearly mess things up and make it worse. So, but at the same time, if you don't try, you'll never know if you can or can't do it. So it's a give and take. So anyways, I didn't try the dash pad. I haven't even taken it out of the box. I've had enough aggravation for one weekend, so I'll save that for another time. We did do the headlights. We did clean up the taillights, and we got the door panels done. The only thing that really didn't work out our way was the tailgate. So I don't know. I wouldn't call it a win. I call it a wash and move on with our lives. So anyways, feel free to comment below if you guys, especially with that LS Fabrication kit, if you guys have used it in the past and had great results, or if you've done it like me and totally screwed the pooch. So keep me posted. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.